How do we keep our schools safe?
I created your guys' profiles.
A straightforward question.
We want it to be second nature.
That can be hard to answer.
That's what keeps me up at night, is did we miss something?
This week, we're in Texas City, Texas. We'll show you the investments this district is making to make sure its schools are secure.
We're not powerless, we're not helpless.
We'll show you how teachers are taking matters into their own hands.
It was definitely comforting knowing that if any moment something went off, she's a teacher that I'd want to be with.
This is The Race. Welcome to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart. The Texas City Independent School District is responsible for the safety of around 9,000 students every single day. And to do that, it's made sure that its schools are equipped for whatever threat might come through the door. You see this in schools across America every day. What's different here, 45 minutes southeast of Houston, is what you can't see.
All the teachers are telling us to run, run, go, like run.
Texas City is just 20 minutes from Santa Fe High School.
I've always kind of felt like eventually it was going to happen here too.
Where 2 years ago, a gunman killed 10 people.
You simply don't hire a plumber to fix an IT problem.
Texas City hired Mike Matranga to overhaul school safety and gave him $6.5 million to do it.
You don't hire someone who is an educator to fix real-world mass violence problems.
He's a 12-year Secret Service veteran.
I would say that the pressure is equal, if not greater. We've built out this nice fence, so I can give you a bat and you can start wailing on this thing.
Classroom doors now have reinforced glass.
Each one of the teachers has this red key.
And special locks.
If I want to be notified of every person wearing a gray jacket, we just put it into the analytics.
The cameras use facial recognition technology.
So as they're walking by, what it's doing is grabbing thumbnails.
Matranga's team has decades of military experience.
It grabbed that picture of your biometrics of your face, matched it to the thumbnail that I used to create your profile with. Out of every 10 times we get alerted, I would say 7 out of those 10 are pretty accurate.
Teachers have an app to alert the security team of a problem.
We have had so many saves on this.
The district takes tips online on top of searching social media and the dark web. Schools can be locked down with the press of a button.
It's that student who's just flying below the radar that no one's really paying attention to that I'm concerned about. F-rated, A-rated.
The district built behavioral profiles of each school.
234 in-school suspensions, 15 in-school suspensions.
Some have voiced concerns these methods could racially profile, violate privacy, or misidentify students.
People need to stop being so sensitive that, oh, we're profiling this kid or we're profiling. No, facts and data are facts and data. I don't make them up. I think that our society's gotten to a point where we are too politically correct to where people are getting hurt.
But in an era that has seen a number of high-profile school shootings, it's something he says he won't be sorry about.
If you don't like what we're doing, education's free. It doesn't necessarily have to be at Texas City ISD.
More schools are empowering students to report behavior that doesn't seem right. Elizabeth Ruiz found how these programs are working.
I can honestly say we've saved lives.
Dr. Lorraine Termini is the Dean of Student Life at Greenwich High School in Connecticut. 6 years ago, she says the high school was one of the first in the area to start using a safety reporting system called Anonymous Alerts. It's a mobile app that empowers students, parents, and community members to anonymously submit alerts about suspicious activity. The school learned about it at a school safety conference and decided to launch the system after the district's phone tip line never took off. Dr. Termini says they realize students are much more likely to send an anonymous text.
This is how kids communicate. Everything's online. Everything, that's their world.
She's confident it's been effective.
A few years ago, one of the anonymous alerts came in and they gave me the option of responding back, which I did. The anonymous alert stated something like, "My friend wants to kill himself." And I kept going back and forth. I was able to communicate, and after about 3 or 4 times, this person said, "It's me, I'm writing about myself," and gave me the name, and we sent the police, and the student was hospitalized.
Depression and suicide concerns are some of the most common types of reports, but the system can be used for all types of problems.
Bullying, drugs, weapons on campus, safety issues, and last year we thwarted 3 school shootings with kids coming forward.
Founder and CEO Gregory Benders says school shootings are what spurred the idea for the app.
I saw after Columbine, after the shootings down at Virginia Tech, that people knew about things ahead of time before a tragedy could occur.
The goal is to be proactive before a tragedy happens. Another school shooting, Sandy Hook, happened not too far from Norwalk Public Schools.
The district takes security extremely seriously.
Joe Rios and Dr. Frank Costanzo lead the security team at the district. Now the director of school preparedness, Rios was actually a first responder at Sandy Hook.
Our main priority is to provide a high quality education for all our students across the district,
which he says can only happen if students feel safe. They say the key element of the app is that students can remain anonymous and stand up for each other.
There are students who are able to self-advocate for themselves, and then there are others who are not quite there yet.
In today's society, when so many kids are struggling with mental health, Dr. Termini says it's important they can meet the kids where they are.
We need a platform for kids to feel comfortable reporting so we can get them the help they need.
For The Race, I'm Elizabeth Ruiz reporting.
The role that guidance counselors play in schools is evolving. Thomas Hoppe found how there's a growing focus on mental health.
Important to stress here, though, sources saying this was not about just retaliation for bullying, something far more complicated.
Tonight, Colorado mourns the loss of a murdered student.
In the past 10 years, there have been 180 school shootings.
We are the state that's probably had more school shootings than any state, so we take that very, very seriously.
We all know there has been a terrible shooting at a high school in Littleton, Colorado.
It's been something school districts and lawmakers say is far too common since Columbine.
Scary. How can this happen here?
He was a student at the STEM school, but he lost his life in the shooting.
While districts figure out how to make schools safe when it comes to security, some psychologists and lawmakers in Colorado believe it starts with addressing mental health.
Yeah, I think the FBI has determined that most students that have done a school shooting are, I think it's 80% are suicidal. And we really do believe if we had stronger mental health, we would have less school shootings.
Daphna Michelson-Janae, and I'm a state representative in Colorado.
Lawmakers like Representative Janae have dedicated their service to youth mental health, passing a law that students 12 years or older can ask for mental health help without parental consent.
If we're able to identify a youth with suicidal ideation well before they get to suicidality, before they're ready to commit suicide, we can keep our schools safer.
For victims of school shootings, it's complicated.
The student killed is an 18-year-old male student here at STEM.
Kendrick sacrificed his life to save fellow students.
Kendrick Castillo's father, John, has dedicated his life to combating school shootings. While he says there are many factors to make schools safer, mental health is one of the important ones.
Kids that are struggling, our teen suicide rate is off the charts. Those are all things that need to be considered and we need to support and look at.
These experts agree that mental health is one of the most powerful tools to not only help identify potential school shooters, but also to help prevent school violence problems that happen far too often. I'm Thomas Hoppe reporting.
More to come. Stick with us. You're watching The Race.